Hello, everyone. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. I hope it was all well. I should have put my headphones in, but I haven't. So bear with me for 1 second. What are we making of today's events? Do you know what I'm saying? Before you get started, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. You know the usual spiel. And I am here to discuss like that, to discuss what is going on at our club. I should have put these headphones in beforehand. What a rank amateur I am. But bear with me 1 second on that. Right. I want that there. No, get out of there, mug. That's it. Right. I'm back in action. James, we're an injury away from Bowen being up front, mate. Do you know what? Get your comments in. I'm back. I'm back, people. I apologise for the bad audio. Do you know what I'm saying? I'll go out earlier, do what I've got to do today, and then I see that Graham Potter doesn't want a striker up front. Now, I'm going to be straight when I say this, yeah? And anyone's welcome to come on if they want to have their say. But if he's being served up Callum Wilson, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, other players that he don't want, he ain't going to accept them, mate. Do you know what I mean? And this is where I've been a bit concerned in regards of the striker front, because there is no real links to any strikers. Do you know what I mean? The only real links there is are people like myself thinking what's going to happen, rather than links coming from the club. Sanasi, gone down the pan, don't know what's happened with that one. And after that, there is really no one else. Like, there is really no one else, yeah? I don't want people to go at Potter, right? Because I feel like, to me, he's trying to use all his resources he's got to sort that midfield out, yeah? Bowen's going up front, Fourcrew's going up front. And I'm going to say it, right? Someone said to me earlier on, I'm making right. Don't be surprised if fucking they push Souček up front in certain games when we need a goal or something. That's what's going to be happening. Do you know what I mean? Because with our youth, like crossing balls in and things like that, we need a goal. He's perfect, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? So I don't know on this one. I don't know. People are saying this bollocks. I disagree. I think there's an element of truth in this. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if Sullivan said to him, you know what, I've got a load of players for you. Do you want any of them? Right, under Will Salthouse and all that. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's get to your comments and see what we've got to say. Hammer says, I'd rather sort the midfield than sign a striker. Midfield's key, isn't it? Key to the whole situation. Unless he's looked at Marshall and thought, right, Fourcrew, Marshall, Bowen, like that comment from Kevin there. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not having the Dominic Calvert-Lewin thing. He's injury prone player and we just don't learn. Yeah? Unless he stays. Now, they might not need a striker if they've already got one there and he goes with Fourcrew, Antonio, Bowen. Bowen's going to be a centre forward, mate. Honestly, and I've been saying it for ages. When you're playing the wing-back system, where's Bowen playing? Because he's not a 10, yeah? And people keep saying he's going to be playing off the right. So basically, you're going to be playing 3-4-3. It ain't going to be that, mate. It's more like a 5-3-2 that West Ham are going to be playing more than anything. So I'm not on this one. I really am not. Cornet can also go up front. See, that's a shout. He's probably looking at it and thinking that he's got options all over the place. See, that's the thing that's bothering me a little bit, is that we can't shift any of these players. So he's going to try and do the best and coach them into being good players. So, you know, I'm going to read it out. Anyone who hasn't seen it, because it's always interesting to see. And I did see it earlier and I had to fucking laugh. Then obviously I've seen other videos of people and stuff like that. Right, let's get to it. Right, Graham Potter has told the West Ham board that he does not need a new striker this summer and will prioritise on other transfer positions instead. So if he's saying that, right, he's probably looking at it and thinking, well, look how much money I've got. What can I do with it? That's basically it, right? And there's no real links to anyone of any note. Midfield's major, right? And we need to make sure the midfield's good. Now, just for argument's sake, we go and get a Harvey Elliott. Yeah. He can play like as an attacking sort of 10. You know what I mean? Like strikers are old out at the minute, and I don't want us to go after a Callum Wilson or a Dominic Calvert-Lewin just for the sake of it, because for me that is like you're trying to build something and then you're trying to literally put him like palm him off with a fucking striker that you don't want. So you know, this is more to do with the ownership than it is to do with Potter. I'm going to say that because an owner wouldn't allow that to happen. You go, you know what? We're going to invest some funds to make sure that you can go out and get a striker if you need one. Yeah, I think he's being palmed off with a load of shit. If I'm speaking honest truth, and that's why he's probably turning and saying, "No, I don't want that crap." Do you know what I mean? And in one way, I'll be straight. I'm glad. I'm glad Potter's saying that. Yeah, he's saying, no, I'm not going to accept your free transfers or what, or your bootleg fucking strikers. Like, how many times have we seen it over the years with strikers? Danny Ings, prime example, went out, got him. Aston Villa couldn't wait to drive him to East London. Could not wait, right? And, you know, Potter's probably looking at him thinking, I don't need it. I don't need players like that. Do you know what I mean? So, in one way, it could be a good thing for Marshall. Right, because I'm not being funny, right? If you're going to not go with a striker, then these youth players have got to perform. And everyone keeps crying out for the youth, right? Ever since I've done YouTube, that's all I've ever heard from fucking West Ham fans is, right, got to give the youth a go, got to give the youth a go. And then the moment he turns and says he ain't going to get a striker, it's just fucking uproar. So, you know what? This Marshall's times now, yeah, along with a few others, and they've got to perform. For me, it all goes back to the board, mate, I'm afraid, but that's just me. On a serious note, it'd be a young up-and-coming striker with Bowen as an option, and Elliott comes in as an inside right attacker. I just don't see where we're going to get the funds from, mate. Right? I really don't. We've been told this for months. It feels like to me people forget what was told months ago. What we was told is we have to sell before we can buy. We've sold Kudus, we've signed Carl Walker Peters on a free, we've signed youth, right? I think the finances are a lot more worse than that. And I've been saying this for ages, sitting on the space the other week. I'm not really feeling any striker activity. Yeah, it's all sort of get the midfield sorted out. I think we need a centre half before we need a fucking centre forward. All right, that's another thing I'm going to say. Because our centre halves are shit. Honestly, all of them. They're all crap. Yeah, Tadibo needs to turn up. He's £40 million and he does fuck all other than eat. Do you know what I mean? Kilman's a tricky one for me because it irritates me because he's not worth 40 mil and we overpaid for him. Yeah, and we overpaid it for him for Julian Lopetegui. That's where the problem is. And then you look at the other lot. Mavropanos, no, right. He's just not all that. And then you got Nath Aguerd, who you can't really shift. So that's a problem in a problem in itself. So, you know, I think defence is key and midfield's key. I think we could get round it. I really do. I think Bowen can go up front. Yeah, you could have Somerville on one side and then obviously get a right-sided attacker there. If that's Harvey Elliott, then great. You can go with four crew. Don't forget, we're going to be playing one game a week. So it ain't like we're going to be non-stop sort of foot to the floor. And we'd have to be incredibly unlucky to have all our strikers out. And I think just getting a striker in for the sake of it, like, I don't want to see Dominic Calvin at his club. I don't want to see fucking Callum Wilson at his club. Right? I want to see someone who's up and coming, who's of quality. Now, Omega at Strasbourg would be ideal for West Ham, right? But we've got no chance of getting him. Like, we need to go out and find someone who's up and coming rather than just giving a lifeline to some of these people that are already out there. Fernandez and El Canusi are needed at our club as soon as possible. Yeah, listen, mate. I think Fernandez is all right, yeah. Why are we linked to everything other than a striker, because I don't think strikers are priority, mate. If you want me to be honest, and strikers cost the most money. Now let me put this to you. Well, I got 67 in the chat. All right, let me put this to you. He's got a transfer budget that is piss poor. What's the most important thing at the minute? The spine of that side is important, especially the midfield. He has got to get that midfield spot on and the balance of that midfield spot on. And I think he could pick up a striker in January even. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think strikers the major be all and end all at present, but I think the midfield is, and I think the midfield is where the problems are. Do you know what I'm saying? There's so many players who can come into that role and go as that sort of striker if need be in emergency, but the midfield is the priority. Do you know what I mean? We've got no money. Oh, I don't know how many times people I've got to say it, but we're fucking skint. And we've been told this for months that we've got to sell before we can buy. So what difference does it? What's changed over the last month? Nothing really. It's the same scenario. But I'm going to say this before I get to your comments. Yeah, this changes if the ownership invested it into the club. This would change like in a blink of an eye. If the ownership turned around and said, right, we're going to inject £90 million into the club or £50 million into the club, right, to help Potter really establish himself, like, and his team, it changes. It ain't going to change with a midfield that we ain't fucking got, right, because we've got no midfield. Like, I watched it the other day, and I'll be straight, at midfield, like, Ward-Prowse, I sort of had a little bit of a debate with someone in the comment section on here. They was turning around and saying to me, I thought Ward-Prowse played all right. I was like, he was passing it backwards and sideways. What's the point? Do you know what I mean? Like, we're going nowhere on that. Guido's no good. Andy Irving, I think it's a sentimental thing with a lot of people. I think people want him to do well, but no, he ain't going to be the full package. And then you look at the second half, you look at Potts and Orford and all that, and I want them kids to do well, but I'm not going to say that are they ready, because they need to be ready for the Premier League. This is a different ball game now, right? I mean, if we play teams, we can't get cut through like we did do last season, because it was embarrassing last season. The amount of goals, and I don't even want to go back to last season, but the amount of fucking goals that went straight through the middle of us because like our midfield was nowhere to be seen was criminal. It's like literally a criminal offence. So, you know. Right, let's get to a few comments. I see this one here. I think midfield, defence and goalkeeper are going to eat the whole of the budget. Completely agree. I think we get enough goals with or without a striker. Not to worry about relegation. Let's considerate to the next window. I completely agree. Great comment. Yeah, I don't see where a striker comes in. And it ain't Potter's fault. This is what people got to understand, yeah? It ain't Potter's fault that we're fucking piss poor broke. And this is what needs to be sort of said, right? We're in this situation because the owners stuck us in this fucking situation. And I see people on social media digging out Potter now and Macaulay and say, oh, well, why ain't you going for a striker? Well, I'll tell you why we ain't going for a striker, because we've got no fucking money. And it all goes back to the owner fucking up last year. And he's making basically Potter work on a shoestring budget. That's what he's trying to do. Now, Potter's got to perform miracles here. Now, if he goes and gets Harvey Elliott and Morton, yeah, and you got Harvey Elliott, you got Somerville there, Bowen there, Fourcrook there. I'm sorry, that's going to have to fucking do. Do you know what I'm saying? And we're going to have to work with that. Like, also, Potter's going to have to try and get the best out of what he's got, because he hasn't got a lot. It's not good, mate. The two Belgium lads, and Suku and bang, the midfield sorted. Listen, the midfield's key, right? We all know it, right? As I said just previous, like the midfield is a fucking major thorn in all our asses at the minute. And the thing is, I can understand what he's trying to do. I get it. Yeah. He's starting from the back. He's working his way out. I think this week, I think the Leicester goalkeeper turns up at West Ham. Shout out to Brozovic. You know, I did give him a shout out earlier. I'll shout him out now, because he was the one who sort of told me on a space. He said, look who they're bringing in, the coaching staff. It's all set up for Hermansen to come in from Leicester. And I looked at it, went back, done a little bit of research on it, and was like, yeah, it's fucking right. It's spot on. So, you know, I think they're pinpointing targets and they're doing it like gradually, right? But I'm not going to get too mad if you don't bring a striker in, mate. I'm not, because it ain't really a pot system. Really is one up front, really. All right, let's see what Damien's got to say. DeMarco, take it away, son.
Oh yeah, I like my new profile picture. One sec.
Right, so you come on here and then you fuck off. Lovely.
No. One sec. Sorry. I had to turn my TV down. I had you on my TV, then I jumped on my laptop.
What, mate?
Now I'm on my laptop. So
Take
this
it
is
away.
what I don't understand, yeah? This is what I don't understand, yeah? Let's do a head count, yeah? As someone who used to work in schools, yeah? Let's do a head count. Goalkeepers. Areola. League One Wes. Who's the third?
New signing coming in this week.
He ain't signed for West Ham yet, so I'm doing a head count of who's in the class right now.
Fair enough. Carry on.
Areola Wes, yeah? Defenders. We'll go from right to left. AWB. Carl Walker-Peters. Tadibo. Mavropanos. Kilman. Agued.
Yeah.
Diouf. Emerson. Scholes.
Right, Emerson's going to be sold.
I'm doing a head count of who's in the building at the moment.
Thank you, Stevie.
Midfielders. Suchek. Alvarez. Right. Paqueta. Irvin. Potts. Alford. I feel JWP.
Right.
Anyone else?
Guido.
Guido, bloody Guido, good old Guido, always good for a laugh, old Guido. Anyone else that I'm forgetting?
You got Alvarez in there, you got Suchek in there, JWP, Freddie Potts, Orford. That's about it. Yeah.
Wingers, Bowen, Guilherme, Somerville, yeah? I know Somerville you're injured. But you're still in the building. I don't think you come on tour, but we'll recognise the building as anywhere that is kind of associated to West Ham at the moment, yeah?
Right.
Strikers, Fulkrug.
Right.
Callum Marshall. This is what I'm saying. How am I listing 84 defenders and 64 midfielders, but no one wants to bring me a striker?
No, but hold on a minute, because I'm getting fucked off with people keep saying the same bollocks over and over again. Don't look at the fucking manager, look at the owner. How many more times have I got to fucking say it? The geezer's got no money. So what can he do? What's he want? What do you want to do? Go and fucking...
he's got enough money for Harvey Elliott and Herman Riderson or whatever his name is.
Right, so you tell me exactly how you want it to go down. Because the geezer has got fuck all money. Listen, you can go and get a fucking 25, 30 million pound striker. We've got no midfield. The reason why we're in this situation...
And people want to buy Harvey Elliott.
Yeah, but the thing is, Harvey Elliott is also... West Ham are using their loaf for once. And they're signing people that are assets, right? I don't agree with it, but it is what it is, right? Harvey Elliott's only going to get better. They're going to get fucking worse, right? So he, right, is going to be an asset to West Ham. Yeah, you bring him in. The issue is, right, we've got no money. And
so we've got money for Harvey Elliott, James.
Yeah, but what we are doing is we are going to flog probably Alvarez, probably Emerson, right? Which is going to fund that deal. Do you know what I'm saying?
So they can't fund a striker.
Well, speak to fucking Sullivan then, because I don't know how many more. but I'm not being funny enough. I think go and speak to fucking Sullivan is holding it back. Sullivan could change all this in a blink of a fucking eye like that, and could go, you know what? You do need a striker. We're going to fund it. But, right, you tell me who you need, right? You can't tell me right now that Macaulay is sitting there. He's got a fucking data analysis fucking thing, and he's turned around and gone, there's no striker out there that he wants. Or is it a case of he does want a striker, but West Ham ain't got the fucking money for it? That's more to the point. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, but you're saying we've got money for Elliott.
We've got money, but we haven't got money for Elliott. That's why we need to sell before we can buy. I can guarantee you, right, we are trying to sell these players. Do you know what I'm saying? And even with Elliott, right? I'm going to get to this.
Yeah.
Even if it's a loan, right? I think West Ham are really pushing for a loan, if I'm being honest. I don't think West Ham have got the funds to go and drop in there and give them 50, 55 mil for the pair. Yeah, they simply haven't got it. So one of them they're going to pay for. Yeah. And to me, the one they're going to pay for is Morton. They're going to pay for Morton, try and loan Elliott on a season-long loan with an obligation to buy it and then pay it next year. And they're hoping Liverpool go.
Let me interrupt you because I've just done my little head count and then you're kind of like saying what you need to say. Yeah, that's fine. But you know what? Yeah, I feel like I've said this a little while ago. Yeah,
right.
There's this game that I reference in online all the time. Yeah, and it was 7th of March 2024. We played Aston Villa. I've been thinking about this for so long. It's so nice to actually verbalize it, yeah? Right. We played Aston Villa. It was the season, it was Moyes' last season, yeah? And we played Aston Villa at home, yeah? And in my opinion, in the lead up to that game, and I know there's some Moyes fans in the chat, big up my boy, have some respect. I do have some respect for Moyes. Have some respect, so I'm not showing disrespect. I'm just showing that I do have respect for Moyes.
Well, thank fuck you got respect. Get to the fucking point.
Let me get to the point. I feel like prior to that game, yeah, there were words said to Moyes, yeah. Sorry to say this, I know I always end up at this guy, yeah, but I think Biden and Heitinger, who were there at the time, said to Moyes, do you know what you need to do, mate? Really? Drop James Ward-Prowse, yeah? And the team was back four, which we've improved on now. So the back four then was...
The back four hasn't improved.
Let me talk.
Hold on a minute, Damien, because I'm going to pull you up. Hold on. I'm going to pull you up here, right?
I was going to say, bro.
Yeah, but the back four isn't fucking improved. The back four is 100.
You haven't even tell me. All right, sorry. Let's not get heated, yeah. But let's break this down. Tell me if this is not an improvement, yeah. Our back four then on that game that I'm referring to is right. Kufal, Zuma, right. Who you yourself was the person to take a picture of Zuma with his busted up knees, yeah.
Right.
Mavropanos and Emerson, yeah. Our back four tomorrow could be Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who's better than Kufal, right. Tadipo, who is better than Zuma, especially a broken down Zuma. And he looks fit in pre-season, by the way. JC, if anyone gets this message to you, well done, man. You're looking a bit trimmer now. Kilman, who's better than Mavropanos, yeah, and he's naturally left-footed.
Right.
And Diouf, my guy in the profile picture, who's a beast, yeah? So the back four's improved since that day. I've given you the comparisons of two players.
Disagree.
Two groups of players. You don't think that back four's better than the first one?
Right. John, I'm going to go through it. Jean-Claude Todibo can only get on the pitch for fucking an hour. Then he's having a fucking French fag.
Like, I'm talking about them as a unit. Is Aaron Wan-Bissaka better than Kufal?
Listen, right?
Aaron Wan-Bissaka better than Kufal?
You can have the best unit going, right? Oh, I'm going to fucking tell you.
Better than Kufal.
Well, let me land and start getting excited, right? And I'll fucking tell you.
Right? Me from landing to land.
Right. At the end of the day, Jean-Claude Todibo. No, yeah, but you are trying to basically say that it's all amazing at the back. I don't think so.
I trust that as a back four. I trust that back four.
As a back four, right? We can't even play the back three, right? Do you know what I'm saying?
As a back four.
Right. I'm going to get to it.
So what I'm saying is, yeah, in that game, yeah,
right.
Moyes, I feel, was pushed to just go back four, which in my opinion, you seem to disagree, but we've improved on player for player at this point, yeah. The fullback is definitely better.
Hold on a minute. Like, what fucking hashish are you fucking smoking? You're chatting some shit, Damien, honestly, mate. You need to take a step back, chill out, stay off the hashish, right, for 1 second, right? How the fuck have we improved? We can't fucking defend.
The back four's improved. We can go player for player.
Can someone tell me in the fucking chat how many goals we conceded last year?
Listen to what I'm saying. Player for player. Who
gives a fuck about player for player, fam? Do you know what I mean?
If you disagree with me, that's fine, but just break it down. Is Aaron Wan-Bissaka better than Soufal?
Who gives a fuck? Right? It's no good if he's better. If fucking Bill's better than Ben, if Bill's better than Ben, who gives a fuck if none of them can defend? No one.
Wan-Bissaka can't defend, is what you're saying,
right? I'm saying that our back fucking line, right, with the amount of money we've spent on it, is fucking shit. That's what I'm saying, right? Yeah,
this is
right
what
to Debo, right? I'm going to say it to you, right? I'm going to say it calmly.
But you telling me how shit our players are,
right? To Debo, £40 million, right? It's took him a year to get fit.
I don't want to even go back and forth about this.
Right. I know. I'm going to go through it.
But the thing is, Debo costs more than you might want to pay for him, yeah? And he weren't £40 million. He was 32, 33 million pounds, yeah?
Plus add-ons, Damien.
Kilman costs more than you'd probably want to pay for him. But at the same time, you got Aaron Wan-Bissaka for 15 million. So it's peaks and troughs, isn't it? It's ups and downs.
Oh, exactly that.
Aaron Bowen cost less than 20 million, didn't he? And he's worth much more than that. So it balances out. Like
but you're going on an individual basis. I'm going on a team basis. And that's the difference.
That's fair enough.
Right. And at the end of the day, the team can't defend.
You know that I've been of the opinion from the start that Potter has misread the qualities of
No. I'm not having this one. No, I'm not having it.
Me a couple of months ago about that.
I'm not having this one because you keep saying to me,
a few months ago, bro.
You've just turned around and said to me,
getting a bit gassed up about a 3-1 win against Grasshoppers, isn't it? Jesus, Grasshoppers.
Right. First of all, right, I'm going to celebrate when West Ham win because we don't win fucking often, right? And if anyone's got a problem with that, they know where the fucking door is, right? So I'm going to enjoy that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
Right. Second of all, right. Our defence is shit.
I hope we play a few teams. I hope we play a few teams as bad as Grasshoppers this year in the Premier League.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think there are any, but let's hope so, innit?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, right? We need more than just that. And you are going through it and thinking individuals. Fuck the individuals. Jared Bowen can't do it all on his own, can he? Do you know what I'm saying? And you have got this thing in your head that's basically saying that, oh no, Wan-Bissaka's better than him, and Kufel and this and that, right? The back line, shit. Simple as that. Can't header a fucking ball for love or money when the ball comes in. Do you know what I'm saying? That's them. The midfield is non-existent.
I'm just letting you take my. There's no point. I don't want to get. You're not letting me finish my point, so it is what.
Well, no, you can finish your point, but at the end of the day,
you're not letting me finish my point.
Yeah, but the problem is, right? This is what's coming. People are going to start going at Potter, and hold on, and they take their fucking mind off of Sullivan. It happens every year, right? It ain't fucking happening this year. I'm telling you that now, because I ain't going to fucking let it happen. Potter is working on a minimal fucking budget. We all know it. I mean, what, we're going to have a go at him because he can't get a striker? How about going down there and saying to the fucking owner of this club and turning around and saying, give us a fucking striker, Sullivan. Help the fucking geezer out. Do you know what I mean? No one will say that because it's too fucking hard work, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Now, I'll let you land. Well, woosah.
Cool. So I am going to actually finish my point, yeah? In my opinion, that back four is better than the back four that I described to you, yeah? There's an identity that I would want Potter to go and look at to think that's not actually a bad way to set up this team, yeah? So you've got an improved back four at least, maybe not as a team, but at individual profiles, I would say man for man, it's a much better back four than that one that I'm referring to that we played Villa at home 7th of March, 2020-24, if you want to go and watch that game.
Right.
And the thing is, I feel like Moyes was told, listen, bro, we know you signed James Ward-Prowse. Yeah, we know you signed James Ward-Prowse that window and he was your only pick and he's your boy and you probably go out for lunch with him. But you could play Alvarez and Souček in front of the back four and actually have a front four with players like Paqueta, Bowen, Antonio, who's obviously not the same Antonio, and Kudus. Mate, we went out. Villa were a Champions League that game. We actually went out and outplayed them. So really, you still got Paqueta there. You still got Bowen there. I've just named you about 40,000 midfielders that we've got.
Right.
Why not just go and add some in attacking areas and change the shape? Would be my opinion. But Potter seems fixated on 5-3-2, 5-2-3. If you're lucky, I might treat you to a third attacker occasionally, mate.
Right.
It's too.
But you're missing the point.
No. The problem is, let me tell you, James. He's missed the point. That's the reality of it. He has missed the point.
Right.
He didn't do his research. Potter didn't do his research. If anyone from any walk of life related to West Ham is watching this, go and watch the game. I'm not a date kind of guy or to be so specific with things like that. Yeah,
right.
I'm a bit of a creative thinker. I'm not that analytical in terms of. I'm not like Potter, a total analyst, so dates ain't really my thing. But here's the date: 7th of March, 2024. If you can put a centre forward with pace in that team and a left winger with pace in that team, you can recreate that to a better version. And that same team went out and nearly put a Champions League quality side to the sword.
Right.
We drew 1-1 with them. And we got 2 disallowed goals.
Right.
Did we have all the ball? No. But did we put the ball in the net more than the other team? Yes. Potter wants to have 84% possession minimum every single game, bro.
Right. But if his hands are tied, then what do you want him to do?
I want him to go and look at the game 7th of March 2020.
Right, hold on. I'm not letting you get away with this one, Damien. I'm not letting you get away with this one, mate.
The Ryderson, the goalkeeper, isn't a better solution than buying another midfielder, a fifth choice centre back, a this one, that one. Just add.
I'm not letting you get away with this one now, right? Because I'm not letting you get away with it, son. Right? At the end of the day, right? You tell us how he's going to do it then, because we've got
not a lot of. Afford Harvey Elliott, but not all of a sudden afford some sort of forward with.
So come on then.
Million for Harvey Elliott.
So come on then, right? Who?
I don't know. There's plenty of strikers out
there. So you don't know, right? Well, I'll tell you what. I'll enlighten you, son.
I've got my preferences.
I can guarantee it. I can guarantee this. Right? I can guarantee this on my life. Yeah. That Sullivan's turned around and he said, "Oh, I can get you Callum Wilson or Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Potter. Do you want it?" He's gone, "Fuck off. Don't take the piss out of me." What I mean? I don't want these cunts at this club. I want quality, right? Yeah, so if Potter's going to go out and pinpoint targets and we're going to have a fucking bit of a season of a transition to try and get us out of the shit, you've got to take it. Do you know what I'm saying? Or you fucking get the banners out and get the fucking owner out. You can't have it both ways. Everyone's putting the blame on Potter for not having a striker. What do you want him to do? Play with fucking Monopoly money all of a sudden?
I'm not blaming Potter for not having a striker. I would blame Potter if he didn't want to put money.
I would have the ump with Potter if he just went, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to take that free transfer because I have to." We've done it with Danny Ings. We've done it with shit in the past. We never learn our lesson. Maybe let's see how fucking Callum gets on. Let's see how all these others get on in pre-season, and maybe we might have a gem in our fucking ranks and save us from buying a fucking striker. Do you know what I'm saying? Jared Bowen isn't bad in that line. Yeah, do I agree with it? No, I don't. But they must have discussed this. Yeah? Who else is there?
You know how shit grasshoppers are, bro.
I'm not being rude enough.
They might have done all right against grasshoppers.
Right,
Let's see how they do against some of the other.
Hold on a minute. This is coming from the man who said, "I ain't watching West Ham this year. I'm not doing it."
I'm telling you right now, if that's our strike force, I'm not watching West Ham next year, bro.
Well, I'm telling you right now, I fucking love this club, and I'll watch it to the day of my last fucking breath. Yeah, and if it means they're in the conference fucking south, I will watch this club. I love this club, and I will not stop loving this club. The issue is with me is I can see outside the fucking box, and the box is that Sullivan is holding him back with funds. That's what it is.
I've got a question for you. Do you think Potter? How do you think? I don't even want to say this because he's here now, and I'm happy he's here. But how do you think Kyle Walker-Peters come to this club?
Sullivan.
Do you think it was a good transfer?
It's cheap. Sullivan loves cheap.
Still a decent player, though.
Like the fucking Canary.
He's still a decent player, though, isn't he?
I'm not saying he's not a decent player, but if you've got a set budget and someone says to you, "Oh, I can get you that free transfer there," right? You're going to take it. The issue is Potter's not going to take it in the striking department, which I can understand because the striker is the main thing. What is the point in having an injury-prone striker like a Callum Wilson or a Dominic Calvert-Lewin?
Or a Nicholas Fulkrug.
Or a Nicholas Fulkrug, fair enough. But then if you rotate them around and you have Bowen up there or you have Fulkrug up there, and don't forget, we're only playing once a week. They
don't play all the time, innit?
Yeah, but so this is the thing. They're sacrifices. And the problem is, right, what do you want him to sacrifice? If you say to him right now, Potter...
The desire for Harvey Elliott, maybe?
Right. So, okay then. Okay.
Goalkeeper, another centre-back.
Okay then. Right, so you're saying no to Harvey Elliott, right? So you tell me a striker that comes in and gets in front of Nicholas Fulkrug. Go on. I will wait. I'll tell you what. I will look at the chat and I will wait for your reply because
I don't like naming striker targets online.
Oh, come on, mate. Get the fucking yellow pages out. Have a look.
Loads. I've not named players that I want to buy, bro. I'm just saying that there's a few strikers out there in Europe that get in over Nicholas Fulkrug. I'm not buying all this Germany's number 9 stuff, bro. I will not get over. So, as ever, this is what used to happen, yeah? This is what used to happen. I remember, when we had Mikel Antonio, my goon, bruv, my guy, Mikel Antonio, my favourite ever play for West Ham, yeah? I remember when we signed Scamacca, and Antonio started having a couple of average games, this fan base, get Scamacca in. Scamacca was pants, and I'm Italian. And
then you keep going back to fucking years ago. We're talking about the present day.
What I'm saying is, I can't actually remember what I was saying, but
fuck knows what you're talking about. But I want the present day, Damien.
West Ham need a striker, and if Potter doesn't realise that, then he is thick as 2 short planks.
Don't you think he does realise that? But he ain't going to accept shit.
But he wants to buy all these other positions.
He needs to sort the midfield out, Damien. What part of that don't you get? The midfield's fucking horrendous. So so you tell me what he's got to sacrifice then, because he's going to have to sacrifice a position. It's as simple as that. Because we ain't going to get every fucking position that we want. We need to get a new goalkeeper because the fucking current goalkeeper can't kick the ball out. Yeah, we need midfielders.
If you ask me, who would you rather line up in the starting 11 game day 1? Areola or Fulkrug? I would say Areola.
Yeah, but what the fuck's that, mate? Do you know what I
mean? It's me saying that, okay, Areola might not be some... Who is this guy that he wants to buy this goalkeeper, bro? Who is this guy? I don't even know who this guy is, but it's fine. I don't know everything about everything, so he might be a good goalkeeper, but I don't know. If he don't want a striker, I see his I'm not sure his brain's working correctly, personally, but that's just my opinion, isn't it? That's just my opinion.
Listen, I understand that, but you've also got to look at it and you've got to think outside the box here, right? Because we all know what we need. Striker, central midfielders, a centre-half, a goalkeeper, right? That's what we need, yeah? But the problem is, the geezer's not a fucking miracle worker.
I don't think we need any more centre-halves if Aged stays. People, if Aged stays, I don't think we really need another centre-half. I think we've got enough. We've got Todibo, Kilman, Mavropanos, and Aged. They're all decent quality centre-backs.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We just I don't know. The thing is, if you're resorting to playing 3, surely Todibo, Kilman, and one more. Come on, that's a defensive enough, bro.
Wow.
I'm someone who don't mind defensive football, but you have to score goals as well.
Yeah, but I'm not being funny and nothing. How can we judge anything until we start seeing these boys play in the first team, like, and having a first team squad out there?
No, I
Like,
agree. I agree. I tell you what. I tell you what. Yeah. You know, in the preseason, it was a bit not A and B team, but there was a couple of players that you would want in your like Paqueta didn't play in the same team as Bowen, for example, and they're both better. They're both the better side of our squad. Let's just
right,
say. Get Potter to play what he thinks is the strongest 11, isn't it? And see really what the gaps are. That's what I'll say. When Alvarez comes back, say to him, what if you this is how I always look at it, yeah? If you had a cup final, yeah?
right,
You had a cup final, what 11 would you play? I'll tell Potter to do that. I say, pretend this is your cup final, yeah? Because we ain't getting in one this year. Let's be totally honest. Very unlikely we're getting in a cup
well,
final.
fuck me, you ain't even going to be watching the
Fucking
Sun, so
game
does it fucking
in
matter?
Orlando, Florida, against some random Premier League team that means absolutely nothing. Go and play what you would play in a final. Yeah, and I don't want to hear about all this system adaptation. It depends who I play against. No. What is
Right,
your strongest team? What do you think your strongest team is now? And we'll see where the gaps are.
right.
That's what
But
I would say to Potter if I was the owner. I'd say in one of these pre-seasons coming up, when you've got the full squad back, which I think is literally just Alvarez missing because he went all the way in the competition in America and has a delayed return. When you get Alvarez back,
right.
see what you think is your strongest 11 and have a look at what the gaps are. It can't be another centre back. It can't be.
Well, well, you know, Potter's going to be looking on E20's own TV tonight. Hear you calling him out and think, "Fuck me, I've got to realise what my fucking strongest team is."
Need
Do
a
you know what I mean?
striker. I do need a striker.
Right, I'm going to let you go, Damien. I've got someone else who wants to come on. Take it easy, man. Please. That was Damien, ever the enthusiastic fan. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I understand what Damien's saying, right? I get it, but for me, this goes way beyond what Potter can do. Do you know what I'm saying? Right? If he's getting offered players, all right, fair enough, but he's entitled to reject these players. Yeah, one thing we've got to learn, right, with West Ham, and what we've got to notice, right, and all of us have got to take accountability for this, right, is basically that we haven't just got to accept whoever the fuck we can get our hands on, right? We're a bit better than that. Now, one thing I've noticed with Potter is he's isolating areas that he wants to cover. He's sorting it out. Do you know what I'm saying? The wing backs look very, very good. I don't like with strikers to try and find a fucking good one. You've got to pay the money. We haven't got the money. And I understand what you're saying about Harvey Elliott, but they're looking at that and thinking this kid's ready to rock and roll now, right? He's been playing for Liverpool. He's been scoring goals for Liverpool, right? You even if you keep him 18 months, you could flog him on and double your money. Do you know what I mean? And you know, for me, like I don't agree with it. I don't agree with keep buying these players and selling them on. But that's what people have asked for. People ask for the Brighton model. Let's get it right. People ask for this model. And you're going to get this fucking model. So you're going to get these players that are going to come in, young, upbeat, up-tempo players, and then we're going to sell them on in a few years' time. So, you know, it's a shame, but that is what's coming. On the striker front, I feel like West Ham haven't got the money. I said it on there. I think it's too easy to blame Potter and then not stand back and go, well, why has he not got the fucking money to go and do it? Do you know what I mean? Because he hasn't got the money, right? We all know this. He hasn't got the money because we was told this with the Mohamed Kudus thing, or Mohamed Judas, if you want to get his name right, that he had to go before we can bring in, right? And it's going to be the same with a lot of others. Emerson's going to have to go. I don't know what he's mentioned about Alvarez for, because I think Alvarez has to go, if I'm being honest. I don't think he's good enough. And the back line isn't the fucking best, right? Do you know what I mean? They've got all of them in the back line have got to wake up. All of them, right? Kilman, for me, is overpriced, so he's going to get a lot of shit. Yeah, because people are going to look at his price tag and think, fuck, he's not a £40 million player, right? Tadebo's going to get shit. They're all going to get shit, right? Because they're not performing to the standard that we expect. And do you know what? Tadebo's an hard one for me because I really rated the man. Now I'm looking at him and he's just blowing all the fucking time. Do you know what I'm saying? So, you know, get your comments in. Damien's G'd me up now. I'm ready. I'm ready to go out. Let's go. Potter's right. If we keep a midfield and then not supplying the front line, we've seen it all too often. A striker he has no service. Completely agree with Daniel on that. Do you know what I mean? Like, and listen, is Bowen a bad up front? I don't think he's fucking that bad. Yeah. And if Nicholas Füllkrug and you rotate him and Bowen, do you know what I mean? Like, it could work. It could work, right? Yet again, it might not work. But at the end of the day, right? If his hands are tied, what do you want him to do? That's the thing. Is what do you want Potter to do? Just go for anything. Listen, I've said last season, right? I didn't think Potter was the guy, right? I've seen the way the summer's planned out. I've seen what the owner did when he went and fucking sold Mo to them up the road, which I thought was the ultimate sin, right? We haven't got rid of anyone else, right? And we need to start getting rid of players urgently, to build his squad up. If Potter's saying no, we're good, right? Or, and this could be an or here, they're lining up Antonio for another deal, right? If they're looking at that and thinking, well, if Antonio comes back and he signs a deal, he don't need a striker. Do you know what I mean? Do I agree with it? No, I don't agree with it, right? I think West Ham should go out and get a fucking striker. But at the end of the day, if we've got no fucking money, what do you want us to do? Do you know what I mean? We can't pay him in fucking like stones. We need to pay him in like the King's English. So, tricky one for me. Sullivan, no ambition, no vision, world-class stadium with world-class players. No mention, world-class coach or manager. Sullivan's second-hand car dealer at best. See, listen, I'm not going to keep going on about Sullivan, because I've rented, and even them up the road clipped me up and took the piss out of me for a long time. Yeah. For me, you've got to look. One thing I'm just going to suggest to anyone: you can either believe me or you don't. Yeah, is look at this outside the box. Right? Don't look at him saying no. Look at why he's saying no. Right? If he's saying no because Sullivan's palming him off with shit, I fucking don't blame you. Do you know what I mean? Potter ain't going to accept shit. Yeah, Potter would rather wait, work with what he can do, and even make fucking Callum better. Do you know what I mean? And if he goes, you know what, I could work with Callum, right, and I could develop him. You can't have it both ways. You can't have fucking strikers in here and then go, oh, the youth ain't ready. There has to be a balance, right? And that's the one thing, right? Shout out to Nicky Hawkins and all. He said it on a show about 2 weeks ago, and I'll never forget what he said. And I was like, you're fucking spot on, mate. Absolute spot on. The balance. He's trying to get the balance right, right? If he can get the balance right, we'll be all right on the night. So there you go. Damien, you wound me up, son. Prick. There you go. The gap is the gap in the hole in our midfield with no energy or creativity. Elliot would be a godsend. I think it'd be a good signing, mate. I'm not going to lie. Like, you'd have to be mad not to want Harvey Elliott. Damien's mad. He don't want Harvey Elliott. So there you go. What else we got here? Let's have a look. Evening, Lee. Evening, James. How are you? I was all right, mate, until Damien comes on. And he's got me blood pumping now. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to shadow box in a minute after this. He's got me raging. Damien DeMarco. James, I've been saying it since day one. Look at the history with Sullivan. It's there all to read. See, I agree with you on that, mate. I really do. Black Country Am. I've been saying it for a long time and all. And the thing is, history never changes, right? The only thing that fucking changes is the date. And I'm listen. Am I happy with what he's done so far? Yeah, I think Diouf's a good signing. I think Carl Walker-Peters is a sensible signing, common sense, right? I said it on a video that I think he is a player that can work both flanks, hasn't cost a bean, isn't going to be on a lot of dough. It's a sensible signing. The key area is that midfield. And we are all sitting there right now and going, what's he going to deliver on that midfield? Now, if he goes out and gets a couple of midfielders and he gets rid of the weight that's weighing us down in our team currently right now, then the signs are positive. Like Damien mentioned something about grasshoppers, like you're getting gassed up about grasshoppers. If West Ham go and beat fucking the local fucking church team, mate, I'm going to gas them up. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I do. I love West Ham. I'm going to gas them up when they win games. So that is what it is. But we're going to know it in America for me. Snassi and Onyedika, what's happened to them? I don't know with the Onyedika one, mate. That's gone completely fucking dead. It's like West Ham have completely just walked away from that one for some reason. I don't know why. He was rumoured to go to AC Milan, and we was in there. Literally, I remember like doing a video saying it was like near enough, like West Ham were near enough done, and it's just gone to shit. Really, I don't know what has happened on the Onyedika one. James, don't listen to what he says. He literally said he isn't watching us next season. I've got a West Ham fan that isn't watching West Ham next season, mate. So there you go. But I'll be there every fucking game. You know what I mean? I can guarantee you he'll be in my fucking green room straight after every fucking game and all. So there you go. James, would you take anyone from Man United? There's got to be some bargains in that jumble sale. Do you know what, mate? It's not who I want. It's who Potter wants. And I think we've all got to come to the conclusion that he's pinpointing targets of players that we don't even fucking know. Like, look at the players that's been mentioned today. Like the young lad, the Swiss under 21, I think, international, 22 years old. Like, where's that come from? It's come from completely nowhere. I never even heard of the geezer. And he's, next thing you know, he's popping up, and it is what it is. I'm not. Listen, West Ham this week, I think we'll do at least a transfer of some note. I think they're going to try and push for the goalkeeper to get him in so he can go to America with the boys. The issue is that as long as we've got that midfield sorted out, because I swear, the anger with me will be if that midfield doesn't really change. That's where the line is, if I'm being honest. Right, from one person who's come in, let's get to another one. Richard, welcome.
Hello, James. How are you, mate?
I'm all right, mate. I've had Damien telling me how much he loves this club, and then he ain't watching us for the rest of the year, and now you've come on. So enlighten me. What you saying, son?
I mean, for one, I don't believe that in the slightest. That geezer has absolutely nothing to do. So I think if he's spending all the time watching West Ham and talking about it. What am I saying? I'm saying Kyle Walker-Peters, shrewd little signing. I don't think he's a complete bargain. You know what I mean? I'm sure we're probably paying him a hefty amount to come to the club on a free transfer. And he did just, how many points did Southampton get last season? That being said, though, I think he seems right, to be honest, don't you?
Yeah, he's all right. Yeah, no, I'm not worried about Kyle Walker-Peters. I think Juice's a good signing. I watched him the other day from start to finish. I thought, fuck me, he looks very, very good. What people have got the ump with is that apparently today Potter's turned and said he's not really looking at a striker front. And me and Damien have just had a bit of a backwards and forwards he thinks West Ham should. I say, well, what can he do if he ain't got the money to do it? And then he was saying that basically, well, why go for Harvey Elliott? Now, for me, before I let you land, is that Potter's identified Harvey Elliott as an asset. Like that's what it is, and I know it's hard to say, but we are turning into the Brighton model, and I hope people are ready for this because we're going to buy these players for as little as we can, and try and recycle them in a 2-year span. If I'm being honest, but I'll let you land on what you want to say on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I think that what you said there applies definitely to the potential striker signing. I'm not sure if Brighton would have ever gone after someone like Harvey Elliott, though, for 40 million pounds. But you're right. I think there is that, I think the Brighton model, one of the key things about it was no players over the age of 30, or no players under the age of 32 over the age of 23. That was the blanket Tony Bloom. That was his absolute rule. It's part of the reason why De Zerbi left is because he didn't want to apply to this rule. He wanted to sign 27, 28-year-olds. I think this week, we signed Kyle Walker-Peters, who is a 28-year-old. So I wouldn't say it's the complete Brighton model. That being said, though, I do think Harvey Elliott would be a fantastic signing. out on the left. But my only worry with that is the potential of another Mohamed Kudus situation where you sign a player who's arguably his best position is cutting in off the right, left footer, while you've got Joe Bowen at the club. But I think we'll see what happens there. He's such a good talent. It'd be a shame to miss out. I've got a Harvey Elliott story if you'd like to hear it, James.
Go ahead, mate.
Man United away. I met his dad, right? He's a hammer. His dad is a hammer. And he was there with his half sister, who was big West Ham as well. And they reckon, Harvey Elliott grew up a sort of West Ham fan. I mean, he wasn't, he was always playing football more than watching it. But that would be a funny little moment, I think, if he did end up coming to the Iron.
How do you feel if we don't get a striker, mate?
I'd be surprised if we. I don't know. Callum Marshall, what a goal the other day, by the way. Clearly, that lad's got some talent. I think Fulkrug, if he can stay fit, and then we bought in Antonio on a 1-year deal. It's not the end of the world, is it? I mean, it's not. It's not a Champions League strike force, is it? But I suppose Fulkrug by himself, he was in the Champions League final. He's no slouch, and if we got 35 games out of him, then you've got no complaints. But I think that's one we've got to be targeting at. If we've got a little bit of money left over at the end, sort of someone young, promising. But we'll see what happens there. I just, my only worry right now is we're seeing a lot of transfers go by and we're just waiting out. We're waiting for bids on Alvarez. We're waiting for this Paqueta situation. We're waiting for bids on any of our midfielders. Again, we're waiting potentially there as well. Emerson just feels like a lot of opportunities are potentially going to be passing us by.
I think Emerson goes. I think what it is, the club are going to buckle like they did with the Kudus situation. There will come a time when a bid comes in and the ownership will go, you know what, let's just get rid of him if we need to. And it might not be financially better, but it would be a case of, right, let's get rid of him, get him off the books as soon as, I think the midfield's key to a lot of it. I think we all see it last year. I think a lot of West Ham fans were so angry last year with that midfield because when you've been planning for a change of manager, new manager comes in and the midfield's so fucking bad, that wound up a lot of people. So if he can sort the midfield out, and listen, I don't think Bowen's bad up front. I really don't. I've seen him up front in the front three. I remember a few years ago when we had arguably one of the best front threes in the fucking league, when we had Paqueta on the left, Kudus on the right, and we had Bowen through the middle, and we was good. Like
we put 3 past Wolves, we were that, and
beat Wolves, beat Manchester United, beat Arsenal in that Christmas period, and then we were 6th in the league. And then we sort of fell apart in the second part of the season. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I fully agree with it, but I think you got to get the priorities right, and I think the priority is let's get that midfield sorted out, and then go from there. Now, if it is Harvey Elliott and Tyler Moulton, and they're looking at doing a deal, but I've got a feeling that West Ham are lying alone up on Elliott. I don't think West Ham have got the money to go and fund it. So what they're going to do? They're going to buy. They're going to ask Liverpool to sort of do like a gentleman's sort of agreement and say, right, we will buy Moulton off you now, and can you loan us Elliott for the season? We'll pay a loan fee, and then we'll get him at the end of next season. And that's what I think it'll be.
The only
thing to
see that, James, and I think that would be beneficial for us. I think Liverpool, unfortunately, they've spent so much money this summer, haven't they?
Yeah.
I think they're going to be wanting cash up front now for their players.
But would they rather get rid of him now, knowing that he's gone? Because obviously he's a space in the squad, and they're going to have to take spaces out. Or, if no one's coming in for him, then they're going to have a player sitting there that's whose value's high.
James, I don't know about you, mate. I'd be surprised if no one else comes in for Harvey Elliott. I think the only problem right now is just how much he'll cost. And I think you're right. Potentially loan to buy, that would be an awesome deal. I just fingers crossed with that one, mate. Fingers crossed, definitely.
Yeah. Let's get your thoughts on Grasshoppers at the weekend. Did you watch it? What did you think of it?
I caught bits and pieces. I think you can look into pre-season friendlies too much, but sometimes you can look into them too little. I mean, there were warning signs when there last year with the way we're playing in pre-season.
Yeah, I agree.
And I was saying at the time, pre-season doesn't matter. It's just about getting minutes in players' legs. And then we started the season so poorly, and all those sort of red flags came to the thing. So I was quite pleased to sort of see that there were no real red flags. The only problem is our midfield. That midfield just looks so tepid, doesn't it? It's not a great midfield. And that's take Alvarez, put Alvarez into that midfield. I don't think it enhances it. It's that really is a weak area for us, and I still think we're a little bit one-paced without Somerville in the team. But I thought Juve looks fantastic, doesn't he? He looked a really good look.
People said to me, "Are you getting carried away, James? Oh, it's one fucking game." But for me, when you brought a man in who's only been at the club for 5 days, he comes in, he sort of every time he bombed down that side, gets the ball out of his feet, across straight in. And I said it on a video that I done the other day on the afterthought. Like, fucking, I love that in a player. I love a player that gets the ball out of his feet and he's looking to cross it in. Amount of times we've had players go forward, check their run, come back, and that's just like everyone's screaming at the team, just saying, well, get it in the box. Do you know what I mean? I've got a feeling though, right? I don't like to say this, right? But I've got a feeling that Potter's going to try and use Souček as a bit further forward in advanced mode. If we need a goal, like basically it ain't working with 4 Kruger, you go with fucking Souček up there or fucking something like that. It's just something. He's got something lined up, right? Do you know what I'm saying? Do I agree with it? No, but what can he do if he hasn't got the funds?
Well, I think he's better there than, I think we saw him a couple of times try and play as like a playmaker at the base of midfield, and he can't do that either. I think he can break up play well and get into the box and get goals. So, it's about how you make the most of a player like that. But the problem is, like you say there, we're desperate to sell our midfielders, and unfortunately, the only midfielder who seems to be attracting any kind of interest is Souček. And I'd imagine, I don't know about you, but me personally, out of all our midfielders, he'd probably be the one I'd be least keen to sell.
Yeah, I completely agree. Are you looking forward to America?
Very much so. Very, very much so. Yeah, thank you, James. Yeah, leave on Thursday, mate.
And what games are you attending?
It'll be the first 2. So New York, Chicago. I think we're playing Man United, then Everton.
Yep.
I think. I think it'll be a good little tour. I think the last one, in terms of how well it set us up for pre-season, how well it set us up for the start of the season, I don't think it was great. So hopefully this one's a little bit better. But I think, judging by the weather from the Club World Cup, it could be pretty intense for our players out there. But we'll see. We'll see.
Right, Rich, I'll let you go. Take care, mate.
Always a pleasure, James. Take it easy, mate.
Safe journey. That's been Rich. I'm going to say a few things and I'm going to wrap this up here. Listen, I understand the concerns. People are probably watching this and I'm thinking, James, you're fucking mad. We need a striker. But the thing is, I've just come to the conclusion now that he's working on such a tight budget. He's trying to get the best squad possible rather than individuals. And listen, you can have the best individuals going, but if you ain't got a team, it ain't balanced. It's fuck all at the end of the day. I think the goalkeeper's on the cards. I think the Leicester goalkeeper's on his way. I think Brozovic got it absolutely spot on. So shout out to him. I will praise him up on that, because I was looking at other goalkeepers and he always used to say to me, the Leicester goalkeeper's the one, James. He's the one who they're eyeing up. Now, I think he turns up. I don't know about this Swiss kid. I really don't. I couldn't tell you if we're going to sign him or not. And it come out last night. And I had to do what you had to do and go and research it on fucking YouTube. So that's my analysis on that. Listen, at the end of the day, we have to get that midfield sorted out. And we definitely need a centre-half at this club who can header a ball away. Yeah, I think we are crying out for someone who can just put their head on stuff when set pieces are coming in. I noticed it the other day with Nath. Not so much with Mavropanos. I thought Mavropanos was okay the other day, but Nath Aguerd, Tadibo, Kilman, I just don't like headering the ball. They don't like. It's not that they don't like to header it. They haven't got the aggression, right? And you need someone like a I'm going to say, oh, fucking Craig Dawson in there. Someone's just going to smash people and just, go through people just to get to the ball. Like, that's what we need. And obviously the midfield is key to the whole thing. There might be another thing here, just to say this, right? There might be another situation that Potter's looking at. He's probably looking at also to see how good some of these youngsters are and if they are ready. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Freddie Potts, is Freddie Potts ready to come in and be a player in the Premier League for West Ham United, like, for the future? Like, he's going to know more about some of these players after this pre-season tour, and we're going to know a lot more about these players after this pre-season tour, because we will know whether Freddie's ready, whether Orford's ready. And if Freddie's not ready, then what do you do with him? You can't loan him again. So he's maybe taking his time on the midfield. He's probably got targets lined up. He's probably looking at getting someone in. But West Ham feel like they're pinpointing targets that they want. They're identifying the targets they want, and they're going after it. And the thing is, with the Carl Walker-Peters, I'll just say this quickly, because obviously Damien brought it up, and obviously Rich brought it up a minute ago there. I'm not opposed to that. Yeah, if you're going to bring in a player for a position and he's going to be a backup option, that's fine. But I don't think going out and paying 100 grand in wages to a free transfer centre forward is going to cut it, if I'm being honest. I think we need a bit better than that. And we haven't got the money for that at the end of the day. So, yeah. Right. Ready, Freddy. Yeah, let's go, mate. Ready, Freddy, let's go. Let's get to this one. Reese says, need a striker, mate. Works for Celtic. Said that Cummins is solid and banged in loads of goals for their under 21s or whatever. But apparently he's lazy towards fitness. Surely he won't just be a backup. Well, if he's lazy, he ain't gonna get on the fucking pitch. Do you know what I mean? So, I've got here, James, I can't see us not signing a striker. I don't believe that report. It's in depth. It would be. No way, sunshine. We will sign a striker, maybe a loan. We'll see. But I think West Ham might sign a winger and convert Bowen into a striker, which I'm not fully against. Right? I'm not. Don't forget, we're not challenging for Europe, playing one game a week. And Krug has to be fit. And listen, the worst case scenario is we get to January and we might have to invest. The difference is Potter saying no to a striker because he doesn't want one, or is he saying no to a striker because the ones he's getting offered are fucking shit? And I think that's where we got to look at it and go, which one is it? But because if he's saying no to a striker and the money's there to go and get one, then I'll say, well, Potter, you're in the wrong there. But if Potter's being offered some of fucking Salthouse's fucking players, then I don't blame him. I simply don't blame him, and I'll take that and hold that all day long. That is me done. Thank you very much for watching me on this hour. Been a bit of a heated discussion, but on E20 Zone TV, we do like to have a discussion. I want to thank Damien and Rich for coming on. Damien is a man that boils my blood at times. He is a rap artist by day, and he's a Potter hater at night. So there you go. And also, listen, people, breaking news. He's not going to watch none of the games next year. So, but I will be here fucking morning, noon and night to try and make sure that West Ham can perform to the highest ability possible. But go and enjoy your darts, Glenn. And listen, look after yourselves out there. That is me done. Before I let you go, I've got a good show coming up on Wednesday night. I've got a brilliant guest coming on. Someone I've never done a show with before. I've always rated him. I like his personality. And that is Dave Walker from the West Ham Way podcast. He's coming on E20 Zone TV with me, Lucas and Jay, I think it is. We're going to have a really good chat about current affairs at West Ham. And it'd be good to have Dave on. I like Dave. Never met him, but every time he speaks, he does crack me up. And I'll tell you what, he has come on the space before and he spoke well. So shout out to Dave Walker, and he'll be here Wednesday, probably about 7:30ish. So yeah. Anyway, from me to you, take care of yourselves out there. Oh, it's been a good one. I'm going to go and shadow box now. Peace.